Man, another day.
Just another. This is a wacky one. They don't even know what's happening right now.
uh, untitled and unfocused. I'm Tyler. That's Ray.
What's up?
Just like always. Rayman, how you doing? Another 7 days have passed.
It's kind of weird. We do this every week.
Yeah.
By now, I would have usually cut out, and it would have been like, no, we take a break.
Yeah.
Like
Consistent.
something happened. This is a consistency. We've been doing this for like 2 months.
Yeah. Life has not gotten in the way yet. It
Yeah.
inevitably will.
And it will happen. It's just a matter of when. It's a good streak. 8 weeks strong.
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed this week. This week's event. This week anime we got. That was pretty good. We are now in the back half. Well, for a lot of these shows, obviously, shows like Nana, we're still like on the first step. But yeah, good stuff.
This is a week 8, so this is all the 8 episodes. So this is like literally the last quarter for some of our 12 episoders, 12, 13 episodes. But like, and honestly, you can tell that they are strong for some of these.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially like our single season shows, which is Universe, Rakugo, and Megalobox. You can definitely see them setting up like the last push. Even in these episodes, even in the episode 8 for all of them. I feel like especially with Megalobox, but we'll get to that at the end.
Megalobox, like, it was really hitting it with like, yeah, this is like...
Yeah. Or I feel like what we thought was going to happen is what's happening. But we'll get to that. So first, speaking of which, we got Place Further in the Universe, episode 8. They're still on the ship, which is good.
They finally left.
Yeah, they... everything seemed good at the beginning, but then medicine wore off. They got seasick. Have you ever gotten seasick on a ship?
No. I'll say this. I've been on ships. I haven't got seasick. To be fair, though, I don't think... Like, there's been rocky nights. I definitely feel the boat, like, going like this. But I don't think... I think when they said 15 degrees, I think that's, like, literally the steepest it's ever been. And, like, they said it goes, like, 50. You know, that's
which
big.
is crazy.
So, like, 15, I think, is, like, the farthest I think I've gone. Usually it's, like, a 10-degree, like, rock. And it's still, like, you feel it. It's, like, it does not feel good. If you're trying to sleep through that, like, you're, like, you cannot sleep. Unless you're used to that.
Yeah, no. I couldn't do that. I've never been on a ship. But
I would say it's, like, you don't really feel it unless it's, like, really bad outside. Like, it's, like, raining or storming. Or, like, when they go in, like, certain waters. They'll be like, yeah, it's gonna, like, mess you up.
And I imagine the longer you're on the ship, the more your body gets used to it, right?
No.
Doesn't happen.
No, because like you see, the thing is, you're only, at least for a cruise, you're only on that for like tops a week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know how long people cruise. People go on like a month cruise. I've seen that. That's a thing.
It's crazy.
Spend a month on a boat. It's crazy, but like you don't really get used to it.
I mean, especially if you are getting those like 50-degree, you know, like those is just completely thrown off your balance. Yeah.
No.
Were you at all concerned? Because okay, so it's just like small thoughts that I have, right? The one woman came in, I forget her name. She came in and she like strapped all their stuff down, right? Like she left the boxes and everything. I was like, okay, cool. Because
that's normal.
We kind of saw them do that at the beginning, but they obviously didn't strap down everything, so she kind of helped out. I was concerned, and maybe this is never necessary, but like they didn't strap themselves down in bed. Like were they not at all afraid that they would fall out of their beds? Because you know, I know they have like little like bar things like on the side of their bed, but even that, like if it does hit like even like 30 degrees, would they not be afraid of falling out their bed?
Especially the top bunk, you're like going.
Yeah, I don't know. I just imagined I imagine at some point we would see them with like straps, you know. I mean, not like
Zero
super tight,
G.
but just like something.
They hit
Yeah,
the 80 degrees, you know? They're just like
yeah. The boat's literally tilted to the side.
the greatest drift they've ever seen.
um, I thought it was funny when the one lady was like, you know, because towards the end they were like, oh yeah, we feel great, it's awesome, and she was like, wait till we get to land, you're gonna get land sick, and just like the look on all their faces, they were like, oh no, not again.
Like that's harder for them to do. They're spending a lot of time on a boat there,
Mm,
so they're gonna like their bodies are gonna get used to that. So when they're on land, they're just gonna be like,
which is like,
"You've seen enough Pirates of the Caribbean. You've seen it."
dude, I was literally about to bring that up, when it's like, because I always like I think what started out as kind of a fan theory, but it makes a lot of sense to be true. How like Jack Sparrow, he's always like walking weird on land, but when he's on a ship, he walks like a normal person. It's like, oh, that's because
Yeah.
he has sea legs. He has like permanent, the most atrocious case of sea legs. That's why he walks like that, which
It's
is
my
great.
headcanon as to why he's always drinking. Is to try to get him to try to get it in a way where he can remove his sea legs.
Oh, like two negatives canceling out.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's my own headcanon for the movies.
um, what else we got? Have you ever peeled potatoes like that with just a knife and not a peeler? I feel like that's super dangerous.
I've used a knife to peel potatoes. I don't enjoy it. I'd rather. I think honestly, I hate peelers. I think a little bit more, but that's just
Peeling
because I
stuff
feel like I'm the
sucks.
guy who accidentally peel like their skin off. I feel like that's me.
I don't like that. Have you ever seen the like automatic ones where you just kind of like where it's like this like machine with like two little points and you like put like the potato or whatever else you're peeling like in the middle and it kind of like clamps down on it and then it spins and then it automatically just peels it off. Ever seen those?
Yeah, never used one.
Okay, see, Ray, the way you said yeah, I feel like you're just going along with what I'm saying. Oh yeah, totally. I've
No,
seen it.
no, I've seen it with like apples. Like they have one with apples, it's just like.
Yeah, yeah, apples. Yeah, yeah.
But I've also seen like the other one, like the apple core, where you just kind of like shove it. But I've never seen anyone use the one that cuts it like in a spiral with like a potato.
I imagine
But
it can be used for the same
I
thing,
feel like you
right?
can use it for anything though. You're not wrong. You can just
Yeah.
it's the same technology. Like what are we doing?
Speaking of the apple core, right? I know you talk about the little thing, the little like cylinder kind of
Yeah,
cuts through the core. Um,
they got
have you ever
pineapple
seen?
cores too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just a
yeah.
bigger. It's just a bigger pineapple core or a bigger apple
It's
core.
yeah. Apple's in
Yeah.
the name. Um, have you seen the ones that also have like the like wedges in them too? So you push down on the whole apple and it
Yeah,
uncores it and slices it.
it's like you want your slices too.
Yeah, it's just like boosh, and then your apple's ready to eat. I had one of those, and it broke because apple was too big. It literally didn't fit like in the circumference of the slicer that we had.
That's kind of the problem with those, right? Is like they're kind of meant for like anything under that size.
Yeah,
Like
and like
that's the maximum that you can do.
when you go to um like the apple orchard, um which I used to do when I was younger, those apples are huge. Like when you get them straight from the
Yeah,
orchard,
they're like a big, you know, they're like
they're like grapefruits.
half the size of my head.
Yeah, which is great because you're actually like getting something, right? Did you know? I don't know if you read. Okay, so you know the red delicious apple, right?
Yeah, I know,
And
right?
how it
Delicious.
sucks, how like
It sucks.
notoriously is the worst apple.
Yeah.
Did you know that at one point it was a good apple, and then like, it like
I think that yeah, they bred it for the red instead of the taste.
yeah it was for the color and also specifically for the like waxiness on the outside of it, so that it would last longer and it would also look good longer on shelves, which is great for like aesthetics and for sellability, I guess. But the taste, it's like it's such a dry apple. Like,
You put it in your mouth, and I'm like, this is like sand.
yeah, this sucks. Like literally any apple is better than this one.
I know exactly what that is. That's a real concern.
Yeah. Yeah. Apples in general, though, low tier fruit, in my opinion.
I, I don't think I eat much fruit. This is coming like this is a real hot take, but is it like my fault I don't eat fruit? It's got to be my fault. But like, I don't think I don't go out of my way to eat fruit. I'll eat like
Mm,
a banana like every month or two,
sure,
or I'll
sure.
have like a couple of grapes if I see them.
I
I'm not
feel
buying fruit though.
like me and you are opposites in that regard. I've always loved fruit. I'll go out of my way to eat like melon, grapes. Apples are low tier, like I said. Um, but just really any fruit is dope.
I feel like this is kind of the consequence of me not being a snacker anymore. I just eat meals.
Oh, sure. Okay. See, I feel like I've kind of gone opposite, especially like um, with my like work schedule. I don't really eat a lot of meals anymore. I feel like I just kind of snack throughout the day, and that kind of like accumulates to, trying to have healthy snacks. I'm not like eating like garbage all day, but I
Now
kind of go
hold on.
opposite.
The can of Pringles goes hard.
What happened?
The can of
Oh, the
Pringles.
can of Pringles, dude. I have Pringles right here.
I'm so good. I'm so
This,
good.
this is a new
You don't
flavor too. It's
understand.
I don't know if this is
Sweet
backwards for
potato,
you, but
harvest blends.
yeah.
Was that
Yeah, there's this
spicy
new
what?
um
Ghost pepper?
smoky
Smoky
barbecue.
barbecue. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's what it's called.
Yeah, there's like the new thing like Harvest Blend is like a new line. They're pretty good. Um, that's an outlier though. Like I don't really eat other stuff, um, but yeah. Anyway, that's that. What about vegetables then? Are you not
I'm
on
a
fruit
big
but you're on
veg guy.
vegetables?
I'm big on veg. Like I'll have
Vegetables are great.
vegetables with like almost anything. If I see veggies, dude, I'll probably always take. But I guess I am inverse. Yeah.
I feel like that's like such like negative propaganda as kids that like kids hate vegetables. It's like, dude, vegetables are great.
You just
you know,
got like people hate vegetables because you can't cook. That's honestly the answer. It
exactly.
comes down to.
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't really know of any. I mean, like for me, like
Some kids are picky
squash.
though. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, sure, sure, sure. Yeah, but I also feel like that's a product of what the parents feed them, where it's like,
Mhm.
oh, it's easy to just buy like frozen like chicken and fries or chicken nuggets and fries and just like feed that to their kids every day, and then their kids that's all they know, and then they're 10 and they hate everything, and it's like, well, it's because you didn't, because like I was never like that. I was never like a super picky eater. Um, but I definitely know people who are. Just like you gotta experience.
I got my cousin on blast for it. My cousin came to my
Yeah.
house a couple weeks ago, and my mom made like shrimp pasta,
Okay.
and he like
Disgusting. Go
held
ahead.
it in his heart that he doesn't like seafood. He held it in his heart and did not
Okay.
have the heart to tell my mom that he doesn't like seafood.
Oh no.
So he avoided it by saying, "I'd rather eat something else." And then it came up, and he's like, "I just don't eat seafood." And it's like, if you said this, we could have had. There's so much more things we could have
Yeah.
done.
We could have cooked something else.
You literally just never spoke up. This causes like, if you said something, we could have fixed this like instantly.
hmm
He was staying with us for like 3 or 4 days. Like this is like a like what are we doing here?
Yeah. I'm on his side though. Not about keeping it a secret. I feel like that causes more problems. But not a big fan of seafood. Just
Like
don't
at
like the
least say it.
taste.
Just tell someone, dude.
Yeah.
Just say it.
Yeah. Especially when you're with other people. It's like, hey, just so you know, not super into this.
Saves a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of effort too. Yeah.
Speak up. We have words. That's what they're for.
Mm. speaking of the sea, I thought it was
Yeah,
crazy when they all went out as a group in like the storm.
okay, I was about to talk about that too for the episode.
Yeah.
That is on the borderline of insanity.
I was like, what are you doing? You're gonna be
Like
like,
that is
so
the type of thing you do when you know you have no care if you die or if you live.
exactly.
If the
Yeah.
waves take you, the waves take you. You're just happy to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's gonna be like a news report the next day. So the civilian trip to Antarctica lost 4 children. they're lost at sea.
They
What?
signed on the papers. They waved that they're good. That's on them.
Yeah, it specifically states, if the sea takes you, not our problem. It's on
Yo,
you.
sliding that line into like the thing they have, like all the terms and conditions. Like if the sea takes you, it's not our
Yeah.
problem. No one reads the terms.
You could put anything in there.
Didn't like I forgot, like a company that they said like you are entitled to like $100,000 if you like write your name check and say that you found this in the terms and conditions.
Yeah.
And like only one guy did it over like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because generally they're so long. It's like it would take you so long to read them. Like I remember seeing like an infographic the one day comparing all the biggest like companies' terms and conditions. And it's just like
Mhm.
they're ridiculously long.
A lot of terms and conditions, but also like a lot of them don't really apply because the companies don't care for most of that
Yeah, yeah. Because I
unless
would
something
imagine
legally happens.
right. Yeah. I mean, I would imagine a lot of it probably pertains to more like business type stuff versus like us on an individual level. And also like, yeah, if you're using their service illegally or something, they have stuff in there to cover that. But yeah, for the common person, I imagine most of the terms and conditions you'll never need to know.
If you're using everything as intended, you have no issue
Yeah.
for the most part.
That's just a general rule for life, you know? Commit crime, do the time, you know? Unless you're rich. Then you can do anything you want.
I mean, you somehow you said that, and I was reminded of one of our competitors on this platform has returned.
Go ahead. What was it?
Salmonella Academy has dropped a new video after like a 5 month hiatus, which before that he was gone for like years.
Okay.
He's pretty funny though, so I gotta. It was a good video.
Oh, nice.
That's it. I watched it. It was just good.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
I'm a simple guy.
Simple guy with simple dreams.
He
Sometimes
got a
nightmares.
chuckle out of me. It was good, you know.
Yeah. I think that was pretty much the episode. But that was good. They're still there. We have an ending where they see like icebergs. They're like, hey, ice means Antarctica. We're getting there. We're like in the vicinity.
We're coming down. We're almost there.
Yeah.
And they're leaving from Australia too, which I gotta remind myself. They're not leaving from Japan.
Right, yeah. So they're a lot closer.
Yeah.
So imagine probably next episode we'll see them. I don't know if we'll actually set foot on land, but I imagine next episode we'll see it. We'll see the great continent.
Well, I wish.
Yeah.
We good. No. They roasted the one girl with her bangs.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say. Oh yeah, I had to write down. But yeah, she's like, oh, I can give you a haircut. I cut my own bangs all the time, and like separately in their own heads, they were like, this explains so much. I'm like, what? What's wrong with her hair? It looks fine.
This episode has like a lot of like fun callbacks to me. Again, it's like the potato peeler again. Because she was going to pack it.
Yeah.
sisters, they're like, oh man, the potato peeler. Okay.
Yeah, you don't need that. What do you need that for? Don't pack that.
I was like, the haircuts. Everyone get working out and becoming so tired, and the
Yep.
fact that like the one girl can't lift her arm, so they just wrote on her forehead.
Yeah, that was funny. He said,
It's like, my
I'll
nose is
kill you.
itchy. Oh, so you can't itch your nose, huh? Interesting.
And even later on in the episode, they call back to that, where like she starts to get real drowsy, and then the one girl uncaps the pen. I'm like, why are we so devious?
when I saw her uncap the pen, and then the other girl said, no, not now. That was a Phineas and Ferb moment if I ever saw one.
Yeah.
Like, not now, Ferb. Not now.
It doesn't need to happen.
It was good energy.
Mm.
Oh, and then all of them getting seasick at the same time.
Yep.
It's
Exact same time.
a beautiful comedic episode with also like very real situations that you would get when it's your first time going on an expedition of this nature and it's extreme.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, I mean, because they're all civilians there, but also like they're children. You know, they're what 16 and 17, I think they said.
Yeah.
So it's like there's, you know, you kind of expect it. This, you know, because they were also kind of hard on themselves in this episode. I feel where they were like, oh, everyone's, you know, like even with the like exercise, it was like, oh, everyone's so much faster, and you know, even the scientists are keeping up. It's like, yeah, but they're adults. like they naturally are just gonna be better than you at this stuff. And also, they've all done this before, right? Like, at the very least, this is their second expedition. It's just an experience, that's all. Yeah. So next we got Mobile Suit, Iron-Blooded Orphans. I thought this was another good episode. We see more of the turban stuff, the like Teiwaz stuff. Them coming to an agreement to be part of their group, which is really funny because the whole last episode was them being like, no, we're not going to do that. Then this time they're like, yeah, we need the help. We did see what you said we were going to see, Ray, which is how Orga and the crew got to like infiltrate the place and kind of force their hand. They're very smart in this episode with like the combustible gas, like like stop them from shooting their guns, because then it'll catch fire and explode. Yeah, I very much like that. I thought that was good because I think that's one way that they've been able to survive so far, is just them being clever. You know, the whole like adults first kids thing, which keeps coming up. It's like, well, they're just smarter in the way they do things, even if they don't have all the support they may need. Yeah.
Worse. Don't mind.
And yeah.
There's nobody alive. Get me out of here. Orga had a masterful plan.
Yeah.
So, again, they have the gas there. It was just 4 of them that went in, elite squad, handpicked, go in, and they run the ship. They literally got to the main room, the control room.
Yeah, because aside from that, there's the one dude who was running like electrical interference. He was like hacking into their systems and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, making it so they can't turn on the vents. Just like stuff like that. So they had a plan. They had a very well thought out plan. It wasn't just go in and improvise. Just kind of see what happens. They're on top of it.
The guy was very open that this is his harem.
Yeah. Yeah, admitted to that very quickly.
It's
I was
like
like,
this. Like there's only women here. Huh? Why is that? This is my harem. They are all my women, and I have my kids on here.
yeah,
Not just like kid. He has kids. And then they said later in the episode, oh, these are only the little ones. The bigger ones are attending school on planets.
I was like, what is his life?
How
What
long
is,
has he been doing this? If they're like, so like they're old enough to be in school.
and also like, what's the incentive for all these women? Like, he just has money or something.
They're
Is
just
that
living
what
here,
they're?
dude.
Yeah, they're all
There's
very.
got to be somewhat of a luxurious life, obviously. It's like,
Yeah, it's gotta be.
it's a big ship, dude. It's big.
They're also very capable, though. I mean, they're running a ship. You know, it's not just him. So they know stuff. Um, yeah. Um, but yeah, I I thought it was really weird how Orga refused, like, he like didn't know the word family. He, he like didn't
Like,
know how to put it in.
yeah, he just kind of just. He's like, no, we die for each other. He's like, bro, come on, you guys aren't comrades. Comrades do everything for a mission.
Mm, yeah, it was just like, what, like, I don't know. That's such a weird conversation. They'd be like, you have to give me more than that. What do you mean you can't be separated? So just tell him you feel like family. I mean, that's what it is at this point. He's like, oh, I get it. I
Or
got
just
you.
realizing he's soft.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that I'm sure will be the cause of some problems in the future. Like they are supposed to be like a unit, a like company at this point, but they also feel like family. They love each other, all that stuff. Imagine that'll cause some grief in the future because when you care about someone too much, kind of cloud your judgment. I don't know if that'll happen with Orga because he seems like he can kind of separate it. This mission is proof of that, right? Where he can still think clearly, but the other ones maybe not. We don't know.
Orga's definitely setting himself up to die.
Yeah. I think he said that before. Like he has like such a red flag.
The flags are like popping up. Even like he's saying it. He's like, you can't die and then not lead. If you're leading, you can't die.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Yeah, because he was like, oh, I would, if they end up getting killed, I'd be right down there with them. And he was like, no, you idiot. If you die, then you can't lead them anymore. You're their leader. You have to be here. But I feel like we're pretty far into the first season, right? We're episode 8. I still don't. Yeah, there's 2 seasons. I'm not really sure. Like, is the end goal Earth? Do you think that's where the show or where the season is ending?
I want to say we're ending when we get to Earth.
Yeah.
They kind of did like a weird info dump again in the middle of this episode.
What do you mean?
They like went over like the economic blocks and like the CGF a bit.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just feel like this is a weird story so far because I feel like there isn't really like a main antagonist. It's just kind of like we have our protagonists and they have like various obstacles.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, like we don't know who the antagonists. Well, we have an idea. Like the CGF is like an antagonist.
Sure.
At least for right now. But no one else really is like fits the goal. Fits like the bill. No one else like.
I mean, just because like even with that, I'm like, okay, if Orga does die, right, and like you said, there are red flags. Like at this point, I don't know how impactful that would be if he doesn't die in like a big way. And again, if there was like a main antagonist that we knew about, it'd be like, oh well, he kills them, and then that rallies the troops. but we don't really have that. Like, I mean, I guess he could die on Earth, but you know, I mean, there's also next season, right? There's that as well,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, this episode we end with them like going to the other ship to see Teiwaz.
Yep. You talk about like Cordelia and the girl? Is that what you mean?
No, like, it's just the end of the episode. Like the guy, they're like approaching.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Is this the supply ship they're approaching, or is this like the actual Teiwaz ship they're approaching? Understand?
Yep. More business dealings there.
See a Mr. Mustachioed fella.
Yep.
Looking ominous. He's probably going to be our next little obstacle.
Yeah, most likely. I imagine there's going to be maybe like one more, and then we'll get to like the end, because we only have a few episodes left. It's gotta be how it goes. Yeah. Next we got summertime rendering.
Another banger of an episode.
Another good one. Yeah.
Summertime rendering may be shaping up to be one of my favorites.
It's good. It's definitely really good. It is 2 cores, so got a lot more to go through. I did like the first thing I got is Shinpei was planning on hurting or killing the Ushio shadow, which I thought was bold, you know, because it's kind of getting in his head about like, well, all shadows need to die, right? Like all of them, just get them all out of here. But then I like how, like, you know, there was some flashback stuff or whatever, but ultimately it's Ushio's love for his curry, where he's like, no, this is Ushio. And I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, whatever.
It's like, she likes my cooking, dude. I can't kill her. That's all. That's what did it.
Well, what more could I want?
It's like Leo doesn't praise the cooking enough. I'll take this.
Yeah. You know what? I don't even care for Mio's a shadow. I'm gonna go kill her.
That's Mio. He doesn't even have to be a shadow.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm just imagining if it was the real Mio who came and like he opened the curtain all dramatically, and then the sniper shot comes in and then Mio falls to the ground and he's like, why aren't you disappearing into a shadow?
Oh no.
What do you mean we killed Mio?
Oh no. And the shadow Mio walks in.
All according to my Keikaku. It has Keikaku means planned. That's how you know it's real.
Using the native tongue. I did really like their little fight scene though, with Shadow Mio coming in, stabbing Ushio, and then Mio trying to like
sliced.
Yeah, destroyed, and then Mio trying to like reason with Ushio and be like, why are you on his side? It's like, you stabbed me. Like, it's over. Like, what do you mean? But then you know Ushio giving a good very human Ushio response, where it's like, I love him, right? But then that obviously doesn't resonate with the shadow, because the shadow isn't Mio. It has all like thoughts and feelings, I guess, but it's still a shadow. That kind of trumps everything. Yeah, it's just like, what's going on?
Like I like the way you said that just now.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of important because then we have to think about Ushio kind of the same way though. So she has all the thoughts and feelings of Ushio, but she's still a shadow.
Right. Yeah, which is why she's different, right? And like they've referred to her as the traitor, which definitely makes it seem like she is not like
she's
like no
more
other
Ushio
shadow
than shadow.
Yeah, which is weird. How she get like that, right? Like what is the event that specifically occurred that was like, okay, I'm not that, because she also isn't like other shadows in other ways, where she doesn't know how to copy a human. She doesn't know how to
transform.
she doesn't know how to transform. She like smashed her face against the ground, which I thought was funny. Yeah, Yeah, she's not really like that. But then yeah, you already mentioned it with the immediately when Shinpai opened up the curtain, I was like, oh, it's about to go down. This is gonna be crazy.
Just the snipe shot just go through.
Yeah,
How come
snap the
no one
shot.
enters the room? By the way, I gotta like be honest. Like you don't hear like the glass kind of breaking, the impact. There's a lot of things I question going on in that house.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's true. I feel like it's just one of those like anime moments you have to suspend your disbelief.
Oh, I allow it. It's cool.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. At least you allow it. You know.
Yeah. I mean, like, come on. I'm not trying to take all the fun away from the anime.
Right.
If it's trying to take itself a little seriously, I gotta at least point and be like, how come? If people can be convinced Ushio is alive by just seeing her after her funeral, I think someone should go to that window, honestly, and see what's happening with that. That's just all I'm asking.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the show definitely tries to establish its own rules about the world. You know.
Maybe windows are less loud in this world.
Maybe. You know. Maybe humans are 30% less sensitive to sound in this world, you know?
Explains so much.
Could be, yeah.
That's why everyone in anime is always yelling at each other.
Yeah, right? Every emotion is always over exaggerated. And then you know, even after that, I do like the when Hizuru comes in and tries to kill Ushio, and Shinpei is able to get through to her, right? Where it's like, hey, she's different, and then even the way Ushio speaks, you know, speaks about Mio and all that, does kind of convince her, because again, like, you know, we know Hizuru and her plan and all that stuff. You know, so that's just another like piece of evidence that Ushio, this shadow is different. We don't know why, but it is different, and for now, for now they deserve to live. I don't know about later. We'll see what happens. We'll see if, you know, they like awaken, you know, as some like sleeper cell agent. It turns to a regular shadow, but they're good for now. Is she just never gonna grow her arm back? Is that not a thing shadows can do?
Normally she'd be able to, but she's different. She can't do that stuff.
Right. Yeah. She doesn't know how. Yeah, that's tough.
Punished ego.
Yeah. It's gonna make it hard to do a lot of things. Like
what?
I don't know, like skiing, you know?
How can I eat curry without that's like curry eating hand. I can't eat.
Oh no. You just kill me. There's no reason to live.
Shinpei, you have to feed me.
You have a working arm. What do you mean?
But that's not my curry eating hand.
You are ridiculous.
Shinpei, I'm right-handed.
And we just cut to like a shot of behind his back where he's pulling out the knife again. It's time to go. Speaking of which, you mentioned telling other people, believing about Ushio. They do tell Sao about Ushio in this episode. Just tell about everything.
To be fair, it's pretty easy to convince someone when the dead person is standing in front of you and they're alive.
That's fair.
This is the most believable one I've seen in this entire show. Normally, with them, it's like, yes, they just believe them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, totally. You were gone for like 5-6 years. I totally trust you.
Yeah, I mean, when the evidence is standing right in front of you, yeah, it's definitely a lot easier.
Yeah, this is easily the best one. I think this would convince me. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be dead? Am I being pranked?
Yeah, right. Yeah, there really isn't another way to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, something could also. She doesn't have an arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be tough. they explain everything to him, and he's like, okay. But Ushio, isn't that your curry eating arm?
I was about to say that. God damn it.
Oh, we do.
Legit about to say the same thing.
I do like the little cliffhanger at the end where Ushio is able to unlock her phone. Big callback to.
She said the password's been changed.
Yeah, which is interesting. I wonder what that's from. You know, because I think I just read it as some stuff is different about her. Like, even though she is more Ushio, there's still some stuff that she doesn't know. Some that she doesn't really remember, she doesn't really like connect with as Ushio, even though she should. So like, you know, I don't know if it was changed recently and she doesn't remember that part of it, or if someone else was able to change it somehow. I don't know how that would work. Someone else would have to know her password.
It's a good thing her finger unlock hand was still there.
Not only is this my curry eating arm, that was my hand. that was my phone unlock hand. I can't help you.
So she had her phone unlock hand, so that's good.
That's good, yeah. Honestly, best case scenario, you know? But can you unlock the phone? Yeah, and there's like a video on it. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's going to be big.
Next episode.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Every episode, they tell me that, like, oh, you don't even... this is how I manage the show. You know, I go into summertime measure, and they're like, oh, you know, it's like next episode, you won't believe what's about to happen. And I'm like, oh, you're lying. Next episode, oh my gosh, they really got me. Every week, that's how it's been.
They did it.
Every single week.
The Mad Lads did it.
Every single week, it's the same thing. I'm like, there's no way you can surprise me anymore. Boom. Surprised once again.
Yeah, right, because that happens a lot of TV, right, where every episode's a cliffhanger, and you reach next episode and you're like, oh, that wasn't really, you know, they like shot it in a way to make it look crazy, but summertime rendering delivers.
No, it's serious. It's like, yep, you think this is a game? This is made with pure dedication.
Yeah. We really live this. This is based on a true story.
I'm not sure if you realize that. It says it right there, based on a true story. Yeah. It's just a tiny print that you didn't probably read it. Probably have your reading glasses hand ready.
It cuts to the director and they don't have an arm. It's like, oh my god, is this real?
That's my directing hand.
Oh no. And after that, she never directed again. Some ask why. That's my directing arm. I can't, you know, can't switch. Next we got Nana, episode 8. Very much, I feel like, well, I wanted at least more of them together. This is
the Nana episode of all time.
Yeah, Nana squared.
This is what we wanted.
Yeah, them together. Yeah, I had to watch them hang out. You know how different they are, but also deep down, I feel like they're so similar, with like their like insecurities and their past kind of haunting them. You know, I feel like needing to improve themselves as people, and they haven't quite got there yet. You know, I do like probably the biggest like moment in this whole episode, which was Nana realizing that Nana is a huge fan of the one band, and the band having the guy in it that she was with, coming, the whole thing kind of coming full circle.
Yeah, it's so telling. Because the little things in this, like, that she says, where she's like, she likes the main singer for the band, and we know that the other Nana wants to be on that level.
Right.
And obviously, like, her being like, oh, I don't care for him.
Yeah. Which I thought was funny because, like, to herself, she's like, ha, take that. It's like, it's this weird grudge.
Yeah.
Like, ha, she's not a fan of yours. But I do like that moment where, like, time almost slows down when she realizes, oh, this is the band. There's a huge poster of them. You know, that's the CD that she's buying. She also got a free poster. So like all this stuff is kind of swirling in her head.
It lives in her head, man. It's not even a joke.
Yeah, exactly. And then at the very end, for her to be sleeping on the floor, listening to the CD, it's just like so telling of like
Was she crying?
what's going on.
Like when she was sleeping? I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it was, all those feelings kind of came back and hit her like an anime isekai truck, Except she's still here.
Nana's not gonna wake her up to eat that burger. That's the sad part. That burger.
It's gonna be cold.
They're gonna put that in the fridge.
Yeah, oh, you can't do that. That's terrible. Yeah.
She got a job.
Yeah, in the least thirsty way possible. It's like, listen, you gotta calm down.
The guy was like, "Oh, Nana and Hachi," and she's like, "I'm not Hachi.
That's not my
Nana."
name. Yeah, I'm
she
Nana.
Just calls me Hachi because she thinks I'm a dog.
It's very accurate. Very accurate to her personality.
She keeps going on like, "Yo, date Yasu, date Yasu, date Yasu," and she's like, "Yasu does not care at all."
Yeah. That's not at all what our relationship is.
Yasu's just a nice guy.
Yeah. That's all he has to be. Great character.
Can't wait till they get to the civil dispute and Yasu comes back. They have to fight the landlord and Yasu's there and he's like, landlord's
I'm a
toast.
lawyer. I don't think you want to go down this path. How long do you think she'll stay at that job?
A week.
Yeah.
Maybe more. It's Nana that we're talking about.
I feel like it can't be long because I feel like that's happened to her multiple times, right? Where it's like, oh, she goes somewhere, kind of likes the guy, and then leaves. The cycle kind of rotates, kind of just keeps going. Because I mean, like, she's not gonna start dating him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's kind of like, it's kind of in her nature, right, to have that, like split second decision, very impulsive, and then be like, oh wait, that's not what I want to do. But she doesn't need money, right? Because that's what she promised to Shoji. Oh, I'm gonna get a job. Why are you cleaning all day? You need a job. Don't clean my apartment.
It's like, well, why'd you get a job?
Yeah. You don't have a job yet? You've been here for 24 hours.
Duality now, where he's like, you have a job?
Oh, man. Who's this guy? But yeah, I mean, yeah. I do like that she was very thoughtful of Nana, though. To be like, oh, wait, I'm going to bring home some food.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, that's nice. That's, it's like nice roommate stuff, right? It's like, oh, I kind of had her, she feels maybe a little guilty that Nana had to stay home while she went on a date, It's like, oh, I'm going to bring her some food. That's cool. I like that.
Not just stay home, but also stay home and, like, help the delivery, like, the guy who's delivering everything, like, make sure everything's okay and get it into place.
Yeah, right. A very valid reason. But she's like, oh, no, she should have came out. No, you need your priorities. We need this. We need a fridge. We need a couch. We need to do this. Yeah. Are they, so, is she not in school? Didn't she come to Tokyo to go to, go to like art school or whatever? Is she not doing that?
Who knows yet? Maybe it's off right now?
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
I don't know what's actually happening,
Okay. What about the other Nana? How is she? Does she have a job? How is she paying for stuff? She's over here criticizing. Right, she's criticizing. And it's like, hey, at least I have a job. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
She sings at a hotel.
Mm-hmm. You know, someone needs to tell her, music never gonna work out for her. I hate to say it, music not a viable career.
Try lawyering.
Yeah, be a lawyer. Hey, why don't you take after your friend? Be a lawyer.
Look at Oyashi's guy. He's dedicated.
Yeah, that's what you need in life. You need some dedication, right? Yeah, I thought it was good. I liked it. Like I said, I like seeing them hang out together. Hope we see more of it next episode. All that stuff.
Real slow. It's the real slow burn of the shows.
Yeah,
because it's actually starting now. Believe it or not.
Yeah, it's starting now. Next we have the Rakugo show.
Yo, this is the climax of the Rakugo show. They straight up gave you an episode 8 climax. This is the beginning of the end. This is it.
Oh, that sounded really ominous. This is where Shin dies.
I mean, let's break it down. It's a pretty easy episode to break down. It's not hard.
Yeah, go ahead.
So he goes, he performs with the master, Master's basically saying, damn, no one can get promoted these days.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, your brother sucks. They all hate him. Terrible. You? Yeah, they like you, but no one's promoted these days.
Which I think is fair, because he's very popular with the local people, but I think that happens in like a lot of professions, right? Where it's like there needs to be some standards for like how you kind of take care of yourself, right? How you present yourself. So it doesn't matter how popular you are with the crowds. It's like everything you do in your off time doesn't give us hope that you are going to be able to do this long term and be reliable. Whereas Bon might not be quite as popular. He's getting there. He is a lot better than he once was, but at least he's dedicated to the craft.
Yeah.
Where it feels like Shin is trying to take a lot of shortcuts. With always doing the advanced stuff. It's like that's great and you're doing pretty well, but you're not really nailing it. You're not taking the time to do your fundamentals, right? That's what they say. You gotta master the fundamentals before you can start adding your spice, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. This is interesting though. I mean, we get we get that talk. We get Shin and Miyokichi. She's like, we'll have a 30-minute date, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bond sees the hug, but he doesn't care about that because what really happened was that he's like, oh, on this train ride, he's like, I gotta break up with her.
Yeah. I thought it was really weird. Why did Shin just go for her like that?
Well, he liked her.
Sure, but that was not the way. Is that ever the way?
Is he the right type of guy? Doesn't he seem like the guy who would go for the way?
Sure, but I feel like you have to be somewhat self-aware of how you look.
At all.
Exactly. Yeah.
So he went for it. Obviously, he does not hesitate.
Yeah. No. And then just like you said, he did. Bond was like, oh, I gotta break up with her anyway. What was that for? It was just for
It looks bad for him.
Oh yeah, because of their relationship,
yeah,
who she is and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which sucks because she's a great character, by the way.
She is, 100%. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. She definitely adds something to the whole like not only bond but like the Shin dynamic. Um,
The worst part is that as well is that like a part of her will always live in Bond, and that's the part that sucks.
hmm
Whenever he performs Rakugo, it's gonna be her he's performing, and that's the part that honestly hurts the most.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the part that he's gonna have to carry with him.
Yeah,
He's never gonna
he
live that down.
and then we get Bond and Shin talking, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna change this world." He's like, "You do Rakugo how you've been doing it. You stick with the formulas, the foundations."
hmm
He's like, I'll try to change to fit the audience."
Right. Yeah, they're attacking it two separate angles.
Yeah, this is the prestige right here. We're getting
Yeah.
the full thing. They're like, we're gonna go our separate ways, and when we meet back up, we'll we'll see who actually has done it. Who has Raku to go?
Nice.
So he's like, here, you give me money, I'll give you this precious fan that actually means something to me, and it's probably some of the most I'll ever be giving to you emotionally.
hmm
And let's do this thing.
What was there some like teleportation device in the Prestige?
Yeah,
That was weird, right?
thank
It's a
David
weird
Bowie for
element,
that one.
just like a weird element of magic in that movie.
Yeah,
Like real magic.
that was Tesla. So I guess it's science.
Sure. Okay. What is magic if not science?
Yeah,
Okay.
Tesla created a cloning device.
Mm.
This is bullish for Prestige.
Mm, mm, mm.
That made it appear as if it was teleportation, but what they would do is they would kill the one that was stuck
Mhm.
because it copied everything from their memories and all that from the moment they were being copied. So who's to say in this case that Hugh Jackman is a copy or the original?
That's true. Yeah. It's like the what is it? What's the ship thing? You remove a plank of wood from a ship, you put it on a new thing. When does it not become the ship anymore? You know what I'm
Is it
saying?
the ship of Theseus?
Yeah, Theseus. I would say Thaddeus. So that doesn't sound right. That thing, right? Like, is it even him anymore? You know?
That's a normal thing, yeah.
Um,
So yeah, the ship's name is the same, but these are all completely different parts of what the ship was.
mhm, mhm.
But I feel like that's a thing that happens more in Land of the Lustrous.
Okay. Go ahead. What do you mean?
Okay. It's more of a manga thing for that, though.
Oh,
Because like, the
okay.
anime does cover like pieces of it, you know what I'm saying, the anime.
God, could you imagine if they made more of that show?
If
What
they
a
made more, it would have been it. The
what a
manga,
Studio
where
Orange
the
doing?
manga is like super hype, dude. It's crazy.
You know, Beastars, get out of here. Season 2 was soft. You know,
Season 2 is like the
season
best
1.
it ever gets. That's about That's about it. Like it
Season
doesn't
1
get
was so
anything
good.
better than season 2, and that's it.
They were making a season 3 though, and they did say that this is like the final season. Season 3
For
final season.
Beastars?
Yeah.
I mean, because that's it. There's nothing more.
Well, I couldn't confirm that, but all I know is they're like, this is it, season 3. So they need to stand up and make more Land of the Lost. What are we doing? You know, Beastars is great, but it's not as good as Land of the Lustrous. It's not even close.
I mean, you know, because you've seen at least Land of Lustrous, like at least
Yeah,
the first season. Like,
yeah.
so like
The
when she
only
loses
season.
like her legs, so she gets
Yeah,
like the new legs,
yep. The
and
new
she gets
cool
the gold
legs.
in her.
Yeah, she cuts her hair. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So like, Like the manga continues along this line, where basically she keeps losing parts of herself and replacing it.
Mm.
When we get to the point where like, what really was phosphatolite?
It's an interesting premise, especially when it's your main character.
Yeah,
it's good.
So it's like sort of spoilers for you, but also not really because you've seen the show. Like, and it's also the point of the show where like she wants to be different, but then what does that cost?
That's just an idea. You didn't like spoil any like event or anything.
No, of course not. Yeah. It's kind of like the main concept, really.
Yeah. But I do like, as much as I feel like criticism is necessary, I do like that Shin stands his ground and he's like, I'm not just gonna do what the masters want me to do. Like I'm like this is how I do Rakugo. Everyone's always telling me, find your own way to do Rakugo. That's what I'm gonna do. And then this is what I've been succeeding in so far. Is what I like. Also, to be frank, not a lot of people are doing Rakugo. Not as much people are doing Rakugo as they should to keep this. I'm helping keep this art alive.
Yeah, and again, the way he's the most popular one, at least right now, for like the younger ones.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's like
there's obviously something of merit there.
And we'll see. I think it'll be very easy to see in hindsight, but we'll see. Maybe this is a turning point. Maybe he is an evolution of Rakugo that it's just hard for the older masters to accept. That happens, in arts and sports and all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah, no, that's good. So he's doing wonderful.
Yeah. And then Megalobox, episode 8, season 2, episode 8.
I won't say it's the climax like I did with Rakugo, but it's definitely a good episode.
This is close. This I feel like is like the like mini climax.
We're still climbing right now. We're still climbing.
Yeah, which I feel like this is so clearly gearing up to what I feel like me and you have already sort of predicted, but with Lou losing, and now Joe stepping in and being like, "All right, I'm gonna come pick up the pieces, and we're gonna go crazy." Because clearly, Lou's great, right? Like he's been undefeated this whole time. First time he lost, so it's not like he's been like skating on luck, seemingly, right? But I think Joe's like experience and his own take on boxing. Again, I mean, I don't think like this is anything that's happening. We don't know that he's gonna coach him, but it just makes a lot of sense for this is where the show's going. Being Joe being our main character, I think he could really, I don't know, just like give Lou more like weapons and more tactics. Yeah.
It hurts. Like Lou's like paralyzed.
Yeah, but I mean, this is anime. Ray.
From like the neck down, like he's like bedridden. Like Yuri's like, I should not have done this at all.
Nah, dude. That's what listen, we just talked about Rakugo, evolution, and Rakugo, right? Could be the next. What is gear, if not the next evolution in boxing? You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Okay.
They're just gonna strap Lou into the gear.
Exactly. Yeah. We are 2 steps away from Iron Man at this point. And who else was paralyzed?
Not Iron Man.
That's right, Rhodey. Rhodey was paralyzed in the legs.
That's true. From the legs were paralyzed. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, possibly a scroll. Didn't watch Secret Invasion, but that's what everyone's saying. So, if that doesn't prove my point about Lou, I don't know what does.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
We get like the little bit of seeing Mac praying before the start of the match. At the end of the match, we get to see him with the hummingbird floating around him. And it's like I don't know if that's more Mac's perspective we're getting there, or we're seeing how maybe Joe envisions Mac at that moment. how he sees him.
Oh yeah, because what was the hummingbird? That was from like Chief had the hummingbird stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like where they're kind of taking the Mac character though, with him having these like episodes, and like that incorporating into his like Mac time, or what did they call it? The Mac
Yeah.
Mac
Yeah,
attack
Mac
or
Time, yeah.
something. Mac
They
okay.
call it Mac Attack? That's
Dude,
the
Mac
dub?
attack.
That's the dub? It's just Mac Time
No,
in the sub, dude.
no, I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. But
The
yeah,
Mac.
like that was a real scary thing. Imagine we have to see him fight again, right? Because he's the reigning champ now. He's got the belt.
I think we're gonna see him lose in a fight.
He has to. Yeah.
Like, not because he's the worst one, but because he's just gonna break.
Yeah. Because what I didn't really catch everything. What were they saying about they had like a chip in his brain?
Yeah. It's like the thing like basically fried him, dude. Like he goes and he like becomes whatever that was, and he's like groveling on the ground. Like it just clicked because his wife he just, like dinged her glass like 3 times. Like, hey, let's go eat.
Well, what was it for though? Like, did he get that implanted to be a better boxer? Like, what does the chip
Or
do?
like the chip was like a part of it, so it's what controls his emotions.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, like, he used to always freak out and like go like super hard.
Gotcha. Oh,
Like,
yeah. Okay, I do remember that.
mhm.
Yeah.
The chip no
But
good.
now some
This
like
this
negative
this is the
side
side
effects.
effect of the chip.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense now. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine we do have to see that, which is gonna be a really sad thing, I think.
So I don't want him to lose, but I think we're gonna see him like break in a match,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just gonna be awful.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think of like who else we're gonna see though. Then, like, we have to see him fight someone that matters. I mean,
That's the
unless that's
problem, right?
not.
Gotta be someone who matters, or maybe it doesn't have to be someone who matters.
I mean, if that's gonna be the climax of the show, then it has to be. Because then it's just like, okay, he's just fighting someone who cares.
Mhm. It's gonna be Joe.
It's gonna be Joe. Do you think Joe's gonna step back in the ring at all in the last 5 episodes?
Maybe I don't know. He could go gearless.
Ooh.
He's got
Maybe.
gear though. Honestly, it could just come down to maybe like Mac losing just a random fight, and then Joe being there to pick him back up, telling him he doesn't need the chip, and then giving him the gear. So you don't need the gear. This gear is hurting you. And then just reforming him and then giving him the Chiefs gear. That's honestly, it could just be that for the show. I don't know. That's just an idea.
Mac, very similar to Doc Ock.
Yo, that's a way to look at it.
Chip in his brain, messing him up.
The chip inhibitor, dude.
Yeah.
It broke and
know?
malfunctioned. The arms are speaking to him and he's speaking to the arms.
Mm-hmm.
They have a mind of their own sometimes. Sometimes they even tell him what to do.
They like push aside his kid and eat his food. That's crazy.
Dude, when the food was on the ground, I was like, damn, this kid's gonna be traumatized.
Said, yeah, my dad eats off the ground. No big deal. That's what he likes.
It's his curry eating hand there.
Oh no. Yes, 2 of them, but they have, but they won't listen. It's almost worse than not having them at all. But yeah. I mean, because even at this point, I don't know. There's no, for me, there's no like for sure direction the show's going. Where it's like, yeah, I feel like we have to see Mac fight again.
We could even go on the tech side.
What happened?
Because like we got that one scientist guy as well. He's like really pushing the arm. He's like, yo, that chip though. He's like really pushing it.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that's definitely gonna be incorporated into whatever Mac's next match is. Right.
What if he goes and he's like, we can get Lou back on his feet?
Oh man.
What if we can get Lou a chip
Oh.
to render his paralysis null and get
So
him back
okay.
into gear?
So listen, Lou. We can either you can be paralyzed and live out the rest of your life like that, or we put a chip in you, you box one last time, but you die right after the match. Which one do you take?
He doesn't respond because he's paralyzed, and they're like, perfect. He said yes.
He doesn't respond, and you just hear the flat line. It's like, oh no. Wait. He didn't even have a choice. Sir, he's been dead for weeks.
I feel like actually that's my new thing. I think that's more likely is that he's gonna come back and he's like, yeah, we can get Lou back on his feet. Yuri, you just got to sign these papers, and he's good.
Like I said, take out the brain, put it in a robot body.
That's real steel.
Yeah. That's how it goes, you know? Yeah.
I told you, man. Megalobox is just the prequel to Real Steel.
Even though it came out afterwards.
Yeah.
Just like Star Wars. Many people have said, Megalobox, this generation Star Wars. Other people would say, doesn't Star Wars still exist today? I would say no. Get out of my house. But yeah. Megalobot's good.
Megalobox did good. Nugu.
Yeah, do go.
Nugu. Kudu.
That's pretty much it, Ray.
Yeah, we covered everything.
Good now.
You know, I think this is the thing, right? We're going to have, like, that episode 9, 10, and then 11 is going to happen. I think these episodes are going to be about the same length as these ones right now.
Mm-hmm.
But when we get to our episode 12s or 13s, when we actually start finishing shows and we got to, like, look back a bit, I think we'll be in a, dare say, maybe a 2-hour episode.
Oh, man. Say it ain't so.
I mean, I think there's going to be a lot to talk about in those ones. I think we got to go over, like, whole show stuff and be like, what did we... You know, things we liked, things we didn't like, things we would like to see.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely with, like, in hindsight, a lot of these shows can be a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can look at it as a whole.
Yeah, was another thing as well for Megalobox. I'm sorry, they kind of like add this in the end, but I noticed as well. There's another storm brewing.
What do you mean?
Another storm, another set of high winds and water.
Right. I don't appreciate your riddles, okay?
No, like, literally, there's like another storm happening in the show. They showed it in like the forecast or whatever.
In Megalobox? What are you talking about?
Yeah, in like Megalobox. Yeah. Like showed it. So like we're gonna see once again the probably the gym's probably gonna be like going under again or something like that.
Oh no. He's like, I just got the walls up.
So like we're gonna see like potentially he's gonna be there working on it, and maybe something happens to Joe. And maybe it's Sachio coming up there.
Oh, okay, helps out. Kind of reestablishes their connection.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. That'd be nice to get him back in the fold. I think that would be the thing that would fill out the rest of the show is Sachio coming back, being a part of it somehow. That would make sense.
It's actually Sachio going to box Smack.
Oh man.
And that's how he gets his first win.
Oh. His first match in like a real Megalobox match against a champion. Brings home the belt, rubs it in Joe's face, kicks down the walls of his gym saying, I don't need this. Look at what I got without you. Could be it. Could be why there's no third season. because Sacho kills Joe with the belt.
He burns down the gym.
Oh no. Leaves a note, this was Sacho.
I use my burning hand for this.
Oh no. Good thing he still has it.
That's a little NOMAD little addition there.
Addition by subtraction.
Yeah, it's me.
So yeah, that was great. We got episode 9s of everything next week. Closing in on, like I said, a few of the shows. We're closing in on other shows. We're getting close to halfway. But yeah, good stuff. I guess that's it, Raymond. Okay.
That's all I got, yeah.
All right. Have a good 7 days, everyone. Hopefully, I was gonna say, hopefully you survive. Because like maybe some people that are listening, they won't get a chance to listen. They won't get a chance to listen next week. It'll be out of their control.
Menacing, honestly. It's like you're going out of your way to like hunt the viewers down.
I mean, allegedly. Nothing can be proved. So that's it. Be careful. Lock your doors, And that's it. Goodbye, Raymond. Have a good 7 days. You should lock. Never mind.
What? You should what?